Intro. Soft ambient music plays. Slow piano, gentle wind sounds. Narrator. She was 75 years old, her hands wrinkled, her eyes soft yet sharp, like someone who's seen the rise and fall of everything that truly matters. When I asked her, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give your younger self? She smiled gently and said, many don't know this, but life isn't what you think it is. And what she told me next completely changed the way I see the world. Pause. Today, I want to share her words, slowly, quietly, and truthfully, so that maybe you too find something you didn't know you were searching for. So, find a quiet place, take a deep breath, and listen. Because this is the advice of a 75-year-old woman who has lived, loved, lost, and learned. Part 1. Time isn't endless, but it's enough. Narrator. The first thing I'd tell my younger self, she said, is that time isn't endless, but it's enough if you don't waste it chasing the wrong things. She looked at her hands as if she was reading memories from her skin. I spent years, she continued, trying to please people who never even noticed my efforts. And maybe you're doing that too, trying to make everyone happy, trying to be perfect, trying to fit in. But here's what she said next. The people you bend yourself for rarely remember the shape you took for them. She said, I used to think that being loved meant being liked. But real love isn't about agreement. It's about respect. Transition. It made me realize. Most of us waste half our lives explaining ourselves to people who never asked to understand us. And by the time we stop, years have passed. She smiled again and said softly, by the time you realize how precious your time is, you've already spent too much of it proving your worth. Part 2. Your body is your true home. Narrator. Then she leaned closer. People care for houses and cars, she said, but they neglect the only home they truly live in, their own body. When I was young, she continued, I skipped meals for fashion. I ignored pain for pride, and I traded sleep for ambition. She looked down, smiled sadly. It took me 75 years to understand. Your body isn't your servant. It's your companion. Feed it. Rest it. Listen when it whispers, before it starts to scream. Transition. We often treat our bodies like machines built for endless performance. But the truth is, your body remembers everything. The nights you didn't sleep, the stress you ignored, the tears you never cried. She said, if you don't make peace with your body now, one day you'll wish you had. And that hit me deeply, because aging isn't a punishment. It's a message. You've carried yourself far. Now treat yourself kindly. Part 3. Happiness is small, very small. Narrator. She smiled again and said, young people keep looking for happiness in big things. Promotions, weddings, new phones, bigger houses. But happiness, she whispered, is much smaller than that. It's the sound of rain on a roof. It's coffee that's still warm. It's someone remembering your name. It's a quiet morning without noise in your head. Then she laughed. And if you ever think happiness will come after something, after success, after marriage, after money, you're already chasing a mirage. Transition. Her words carried a calm truth. We live in a world that sells happiness as a product, something you buy, something you reach. But the wisest people I've met say the same thing. Happiness isn't reached. It's noticed, the 75-year-old woman said. If you don't learn to smile at small things, you'll never smile at big ones either. Part 4. People leave, but love stays. Narrator. Her eyes softened when I asked about love. She paused for a long time. People will leave you, she said quietly. Sometimes by choice, sometimes by time. I've lost parents, friends, even my husband. But you know what remains? She placed a hand over her heart. Love. It stays here, she continued. When I was young, I used to be afraid of loss. I thought when people left, the love disappeared too. But it doesn't. The form changes, that's all. Their words echo in you. Their laughter shapes your silence. Their lessons guide your choices. That's love. It's invisible, but permanent. Transition. We often think closure means goodbye, but sometimes closure means understanding that some people stay, not in person, but in presence. So, the next time you miss someone, don't fight it. Smile for the love that still lives in you because of them. Part 5. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. Narrator. When I asked her how she dealt with pain, she sighed softly. You'll be surprised, she said, how much peace you can find when you stop expecting apologies. She looked straight at me. Forgiveness isn't saying it's okay. It's saying, I'm done carrying this weight. I used to replay old hurts over and over, thinking I was protecting myself. But really, I was poisoning my own peace. She said, life becomes lighter when you stop demanding fairness. Because the truth is, you can't make people grow faster than they choose to. Transition. Her words made me realize, forgiveness isn't about them. It's about freeing the space inside you that's been occupied by anger too long. And in that space, peace grows. Part 6. Don't chase what's leaving. Narrator. She told me a story about a garden. When I was younger, I used to water dead plants, she said. Relationships, jobs, friendships. I kept giving my time to things that were already gone. She smiled sadly. But when I finally stopped, new flowers started growing. She looked at me and said, don't chase what's leaving. Not everything that ends is a loss. Some things end to clear space for what truly belongs. Transition. That line stuck with me for days, because we all do it. Hold on to what's already walking away. But sometimes, peace isn't found in fighting. It's found in letting go gracefully. She said, when you stop chasing what's leaving, you finally meet what's arriving. Part 7. Money can't buy peace. Narrator. When I asked her about success, she laughed gently. I once thought money would fix everything, she said, but money can only buy things, not feelings. It can buy a bed, not sleep, a clock, not time, medicine, not health, company, not love. She leaned back. And when you finally have enough, you realize peace was free all along. You just ignored it. Transition. She wasn't saying money was bad, only that chasing it without purpose makes you forget to live. Work hard, she said, but don't forget to be alive while you do it. Part 8. Silence is an answer. Narrator. Then she said something so simple yet powerful. Silence, she whispered, is one of life's most honest answers. You don't always need to respond. You don't always need to prove, explain, or defend. Sometimes silence says it all. She smiled and added, people reveal themselves in how they handle your silence. Transition. Her advice made me rethink every argument I ever had, because silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. It's the art of knowing when peace matters more than winning. Part 9. You will be forgotten, and that's okay. Narrator. She grew quiet for a moment and looked outside. One day, she said, you'll realize the world moves on even without you. People forget your birthdays, your kindness, your sacrifices. And that's okay, she smiled gently, because you didn't come here to be remembered. You came here to live transition. It was one of the most liberating things I'd ever heard. We spend so much time trying to leave a mark. But what if the point of life isn't to leave something behind, but to take something with you instead? Wisdom, peace, love, experience. Part 10. Gratitude is the secret ingredient. Narrator. Finally, she said, if you want a simple secret to happiness, it's gratitude. Every night before I sleep, she continued, I whisper 3 things I'm thankful for. Some nights it's just, I'm alive, I can breathe, I have tea. She laughed softly. And that's enough. Because gratitude turns what you have into enough transition. It reminded me that joy doesn't come from getting more. It comes from noticing more. Even in hard days, there's always something worth appreciating. And maybe that's what she wanted us to understand most. Conclusion. What life really is. Narrator. As we ended our conversation, she looked at me one last time and said, life isn't about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself, moment by moment. Don't rush. Don't compare. Don't regret too much. Just keep learning, keep forgiving, and keep loving. She smiled. Because when you finally sit at 75, you'll realize it wasn't about the milestones, but the moments.